That's a very, very good morning to you. You're watching Morning Live here on SABC 2 and Channel 404. Well, President Jacob Zuma's legal team will argue in the High Court in Pretoria today why the report on so-called state capture should not be released. His counsel is expected to argue he did not have enough time to respond to questions posed by former Public Protector Thuli Mandosela on his relationship with the Gupta family. Yesterday, the court ruled it would hear arguments from the DA, EFF, UDM and COPE. The parties are expected to argue that the release of the report is in the interest of South Africans. They are also expected to march in Pretoria today against the alleged state capture together with Save Our South Africa. Meanwhile, Cooperative Governance Minister Des van Rooyen's application to stop the release of the report was struck from the roll yesterday. A similar application by Mineral Resources Minister Zuma is to be heard next week. Right, for more now on today's court proceedings, let's cross live to our reporter in Pretoria, Aldrin Sampear. Aldrin, a very good morning to you. Just talk us through the expectations of the court proceedings today.
Well, yes, good morning, Leanne. Well, as you've indicated in that introduction, Des van Rooyen's case has been struck off the roll. So the matter that will be heard today in court is solely focused on President Jacob Zuma's application. Remember that President Jacob Zuma is applying to have the state capture report interdicted. He wants that report not to be released. He wants that report to be shelved. But considering that was it the 14th of October when that ruling was from the High Court that the report be under lock and key, that has been the case, and it seems as though President Jacob Zuma will now amend his application. So what will happen this morning is that when all the counsels come in, President Jacob Zuma's counsels will then stand up, they will then amend the application, and the amendment of the application will focus on the validity of the state capture report as it is at the moment, because remember that Thuli Mandosela and now the current public protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane has indicated that the report is the final report. So President Jacob Zuma, on the basis on the argument around procedural fairness, says that he wasn't afforded enough time to answer all the questions of the public protector, and he wasn't afforded an opportunity as the public protector, the previous public protector, Thuli Mandosela, has agreed to receive his questions, which he wanted to pose to the witnesses that she had interviewed. She then went ahead and finalized the report, and he said based on that his rights of procedural fairness have been hindered, and he feels as though that the report is not valid, it is unlawful, and wants that report to be shelved.
Yeah. Aldrin, the reaction, if any, to the Minister Des van Rooyen's application being struck off the roll, what are the implications for this next week's court application, if any, to Minister Zwane's same application?
I think what Msebenzi Zwane would have to do on Tuesday is come with really compelling reasons why the state capture report shouldn't be released, as well as why his matter is an urgent matter, because remember that Des van Rooyen brought his application on the basis that it is an urgent matter. That was then struck off the roll on the basis that it is not an urgent matter. The judges didn't give any reasons as yet why exactly it is that they struck the matter off the roll, but those reasons are expected to be given at a later date. They did give an opportunity to Msebenzi Zwane's lawyers, who are actually in court, who are following the proceedings, asked them that, are you guys willing to join this case at this point? And they said that, no, we're not willing to join the case at this point. They'd rather have the matter heard on Tuesday as set down by the court. And Des van Rooyen's legal counsel, they also had asked the court to have their matter heard today, but the court then decided that on the basis that you brought an application asking that the matter be heard before President Jacob Zuma's case, or even simultaneously while listening to President Jacob Zuma's case, they then forced them to respond to the application or to the respondents in this matter, and that is the EFF, the UDM, COPE, as well as the DA.
Yeah. Aldrin, just one very quick answer to this one. So if it is successful on either side, whether the president is successful or the state is, or the opposing party is successful, what happens now? Obviously, we cannot see the release of the state capture today. We would have to wait again until next week for the Mineral Resources Minister's application to go ahead. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct, because remember that he's bringing an application based on the similar facts, and he's seeking exactly the same the same intervention as President Jacob Zuma, that the report is unlawful. He's also looking for a judicial review of the report. And remember that the opposition parties have been saying that if the report is released, President Jacob Zuma and all affected parties, Desan Roy and Msebenzi Zwane, can take the matter on the judicial review. We'll have to wait and see what the court really says, whether the court will say that the report that President Jacob Zuma has been afforded enough time and the report should be released, and only then can he take it for judicial review, or if the court will say actually he wasn't afforded an opportunity and the matter should be reopened and the investigation should be started all over again.
All right, Aldrin Sampear, let's leave it there for now. We'll catch up with him a little bit later on in the program, but just giving you some clarity on what's expected today during those court proceedings in the Pretoria High Court. Well, the Economic Freedom